Why, hello there, everybody out there. Welcome to another edition of Another Eden Live. I am your community manager for the global version of Another Eden, the Cat Beyond Time and Space, Scott. And it is nice to be with you again on this, the 40th edition. 40th edition. Our episodes have reached a landmark number in that it is, ends with a 0. Hey, everybody in the chat. Shinonisto, Winnie, Brian, Losers, Jack, Melody, MPG, some weirdo. It's kind of become a little bit of a tradition. The mustache is not just a mustache. It's to complete a look of an iconic character within this game, a character who by the way, I'm just realizing that I cannot see your chat up here. Please excuse me for one moment while I remedy this technical error and I get you guys involved, a little bit more involved in this stream. There we go. What was once a blank space is now sees your guys' chat, which is very, very valuable to us. We love to see you guys engage with us in the stream. Anyway, as I was saying, the mustache is only part of a look. It is a tribute to some guy. It's a little bit of a tradition that I've been doing for the past few years now, in which, when it gets to spooky season, Halloween is just around the corner, I like to pay my respects to the one, the only, some guy. The man, the myth, the legend. Trains calls it Scott AS. So some guy is really scary. You don't underestimate the power. Just don't underestimate the power of some guy. Let's get right into it, because actually we are live today. Our colleagues over on the Japan side are not, so we have very specific time cues to hit today, and I want to get this moving along so we can hit those time cues, so we can get you the news at exactly the time you are supposed to get the news. So on today's show, we are talking about news. Like I just said, another Eden news. One moment here. We have another Eden news. Mythos, Shadow of Sin and Steel, Chapter 2 is the subject of today's conversation that I usually have with myself, audibly. Then we are going to be talking about the version 3.9.2 update, followed finally by, once again, a look into the crystal ball, a look a little bit into the future. Before we get to the news, let's quickly recap Chapter 1. And as we do, I'll play you the trailer that we showed you for Chapter 1 to kind of wet the palate for this recap. あいつらがのさばるこの世界も奴への復讐、この怒りが俺の刃だ。命が惜しくて引け。軍師の妙お見せしましょう。お前とは違う。闇に生きる影だ。 How about it? And a quick look back here at the key visual of this once again, which with a character that we now know as Senya, along with Kuramaru, Aldo, Shion, and Shigure running towards Burning Castle. But to kind of to remind you of the timeline of this, we went over this in the last live stream, but just to kind of a refresher, we released Chapter 1 last month. Chapter 2 is what we're talking about today. More specifically, I'll give you the release date for that a little bit later. And over the course of the next few months through spring 2025, there will be 7 chapters released. And obviously, I will keep you abreast of all of the most relevant information as to when as those chapters are released. And to recap the story, remember, dramatic voice. The East, the continent of Garulea. 2 countries vie for conquest, and the very land burns. A single youth wanders trails of blood and ash. He is the shadow of this time of horrors. With lost memories, a blade he swore never to unsheath, and a small partner by his side, he makes for the distant castle. A meeting with the samurai and shinobi he cursed, a fated encounter with the light. Where will his blade turn at the end of his journey? The sins of 1,000 dark nights begin to awaken once more. All right, there's your recap of Chapter 1. Now, let's talk about Chapter 2, The Flames of War. Again, dramatic voice. The youth, Senya, has met warriors from another world. He attempts to enter Izana, but his way is blocked by Reime, the heir of Mi. As he takes the Vermilion Road to Nagsham, a pair of eyes watch his every move. New encounters bring him to a sleepy farming village. The information he gains there may alter the entire course of the war. Look, I'm not saying, Albene, that we need to have a grassroots campaign to install me as permanent narrator for another Eden, the Cat Beyond Time and Space. I am not suggesting that we do that. Why don't, actually, you know what? Maybe we should even just move on from that comment. Now, I am excited to introduce a new character. I think I've seen a little bit of speculation as to who it might be. Finally, it is revealed. New character, we are getting Nightbound Sparrow, protecting a flickering flame, Nocturne Ninja Tsubame. Voiced by Kaja-chan, a young woman from the shinobi village of Uya. She was taught the ninja arts before she could walk, and is especially skilled at commanding ninja cats. Ninja cats, guys. We're getting ninja cats. We're getting ninja cats. Her older twin sister often teases her to ease up, and she doesn't seem to get many jokes. The consummate shinobi... Oh man. The consummate shinobi. There's one jutsu she doesn't like to use. He doesn't like to use it. Unlike the Tsubame of Aldo's time lair, this Tsubame, as you can see, has 3 ninja cats. Once again, we're getting ninja cats, guys. Come on. Ninja cats. I think this slide should just, like, you might not even need the description of all this right there. It should just say in big bold letters, ninja cats. And I think that's enough. She has 3 ninja cats with her, and since she is a shinobi living in a war-torn world, her personality is a little bit more like a shinobi in this. We have a note from the creator, Matsumoto-san, designer. It was very difficult not to bury Tsubame's familiar appeal when redesigning her as a more realistic shinobi, risking her life on dangerous missions in a world at war. Personally, I really like the Warring States era's look. So bits and pieces like her armor, the braided cords, what she would wear on a mission, all of those pieces are packed full of my personal tastes. This Tsubame uses scrolls to battle instead of shuriken, so keep an eye out for a different flavor of shinobi action. we'll talk a little bit more. We'll give you a few more details about that character a little bit later in the live stream. But for now, I want to introduce a couple of other elements of the new chapter, including some of the new areas that you will be exploring, such as Kogane Village, a village exhausted by years of endless war. It certainly appears peaceful. And yet, you know those movies when, like a family moves to a new town and the town seems very idyllic, and like the neighbors are just a little bit too friendly, and you hear kind of like some unnerving violin music that's in a minor chord in the background that just kind of makes you feel like something is a little bit off. That I'm not saying that's what's going on here, but that's what's going on here. And additionally, Yagata Grove, I've definitely visited places like this in Japan. It's such a cool look. The quality of air in these bamboo forests feel just like 8K HD air, oxygen that you're getting. A bamboo grove near Kogane Village, the jade green bamboo is treasured by residents of Kogane. A new activity that you could take part of. You can help in the fields. You're going to become rice farmers, or at least we will assist some rice farmers. We can explore Yagata Grove and collect materials to help with rice farming, solve problems in the paddies, and help villagers of Kogane help the villagers of Kogane learn from their quiet strength in a tumultuous world, and live as one with nature in the East. So we actually have a video, and I'm going to try to help us walk through the video of how the mechanics of the rice farming chores, I'll say, work. So here we are. As you look at these rice paddies, let me just make sure that I can. When you look at these rice paddies, you could see some of the rice is weakened by bugs, like this one there. When you do, you could go gather information from the villagers on how to get rid of the bugs. As this elderly woman is telling us, incense can help to ward off these insects without actually hurting the rice. But how do you get them? Hearing that incense can repel bugs, you can go get bamboo shoots, which is the raw material that the elderly woman needs in order to get the incense, at which you can reap by using the scythe to get the bamboo. You can then take the bamboo shoots back to the elderly woman you saw earlier, and she'll make you the incense. There you go. You got one bug repellent. Take the incense to the rice paddies again. We'll look out for the bamboo. You move from left to right to find to find the rice paddies that are infested with the bugs. Use the incense to repel them, and rinse and repeat. And in this way, you can help the rice farmers of Kogane. And that was the slide that had my script on it in the speaker's notes. You want to get a little behind the scenes look. So that's a fun little mini game. It kind of allows you to, experience the slow-paced life of a farming village. Find some peace. Experience the fleeting peace of a war-torn world. There are other problems in these rice paddies, so make sure that you check the paddy screen, slide around, figure out what the problems are, and help the residents of the village solve them one by one. Let me bring you to another quick highlight of this chapter. We have, and by the way, let's take a moment just to appreciate this illustration here, if we can. I'm just gonna pause on it while we admire Shion's continued attempt to try to make friends with any small furry creature that will be friendly. hopefully friendly to him. Kevin, Neo, you might be here late, but you're not too late. To catch you up real quick, we mostly did a recap of Chapter 1. We went over a new character who we will talk about more, so don't worry, you haven't totally missed out. And a new activity in which you can help the residents of a new village that you will explore to solve problems in their rice paddies. More details in the VOD up until now, but welcome. Glad you're here. Anyway, this here is added from Chapter 2. It is a still image feature that cuts out a portion of the scene in a scenario, and the characters interact with each other while the image is shown. You'll see the usual conversation log, but this is a scene of Senya and Shion talking and eating dango together. Koji Hasegawa, who is usually in charge of backgrounds of it for Another Eden, created this still. This feature does not appear in every chapter, but will appear in some chapters in the Mythos. So from Chapter 2, you'll notice this. Don't be too alarmed or too jarred by the sudden change in how the story is told and unfolds. By the way, speaking of Chapter 2, and the previous chapter, how many, by show of hands, or maybe I'll run a poll. That makes more sense. Okay, I just put up a poll here. Have you completed the Mythos Chapter 1 yet? Is what I'm wanting to know. A little bit later in this live stream, we are going to go a little bit into some areas that might be a little bit spoilery for Chapter 1. I will let you know in advance and tell you to close your eyes and ears for a minute when we do that. But this will give me a good temperature of the room. It looks like, at least for now, about 70 high 70% of you have finished it. So that's good. I'll go ahead and close this poll now. All right, so with that said, let's actually talk a little bit more about the updates of version 3.9.2. We'll start by giving you a little bit more info on the character that we introduced before, Tsubame, so please enjoy the introductory video.
There is a fire in my heart that must not fade. Take this. Sure, we can fight in the light. Growl and pounce! Take this! Mets! Another Eden. The cat beyond time and space.
So here is another look at Tsubame, and once again, I cannot stress this enough. Her 3 ninja cats. Right? Look at the ninja cats. They're all holding those, what are they called? Kunai in their cute little mouths. Okay. Here's another look at the art for Nocturne Ninja Tsubame, as well as her game avatar there. You could see in both that she has these long scrolls that she used to fight. And you can also, if you couldn't tell in the video, her voice is definitely portraying a different personality, someone who's a little bit more battle-scarred, perhaps. Give you a few details about this character, Nocturne Ninja Tsubame. Zone ability, Cyclone Gale. Stack Cyclone Gale based on party's wind type attack count. Cyclone Gale reduced by 3 when ally takes damage. And wind type damage increased based on stacked Cyclone Gale. At turn end, stack Cat Seal on user based on number of allies' wind type attack actions. At turn start, if user has 30 Cat Seals, consume all Cat Seals and enter Nekobunshin mode for 3 turns. Does not activate if you are already in Nekobunshin no Jutsu. Her stellar skill in Jaku Neko Rambo does 5 wind type magic attacks on all enemies, and in Nekobunshin mode she attacks again. Activate it in Stellar Burst for yet another attack again, and she also deploys Wind King stance. I just love that there's a move called Nekobunshin. Because again, ninja cats! Nocturne Ninja Tsubame's first quest is a story that actually falls between the Eastern Mythos chapters 1 and 2. And as a quick, so, you know, you can kind of enjoy the story of chapter 2. If you're able to finish this quest ahead of time, you'll enjoy the story of chapter 2 perhaps a little bit more by getting that like extra little side story, that intermission, if you will, between chapters. Just a reminder that you could play Parallel Time Lair's character's first character quest, even if you haven't encountered them. You don't need to encounter Parallel Time characters in order to play their first quest. So, you know, regardless of whether you're able to encounter, you'll be able to play that story and get a little bit of the enjoy the story of the Mythos a little bit more. Speaking of encountering, let's talk about them. In this update, obviously, you'll be able to encounter Nocturne Ninja Tsubame, who will appear at a rate of 10% on the 10th encounter in this Fateful Encounter banner. Will, of course, appear Stellar Awakened. These encounters, by the way, I believe all of them will be from the starting of version 3.9.2 through November 17th, 2:59 p.m. UTC. So just to put a date on things. The next Fateful Encounter is the Howling Secrets Edition. You can encounter the following 5-star class characters at a 10% encounter rate on each on the 10th encounter. They include Nocturne Ninja Tsubame, Thornbound Witch Shani, Melpifia, and Melody Another Style, and Melissa. Then finally, one time only, a Guiding Star encounter. You will receive a Guiding Star drop after the Guiding Star encounter. Encounter one of the featured 5-star class allies by using the Guiding Star drop. The ally encountered will appear Stellar Awakened. How about that? As now we have some campaigns. The achievement reward for starting Mythos Chapter 2, The Flames of War, is increased to 50 Chronos Stones. This will go from the version 3.9.2 update through November 30th, so make sure you start the chapter before November 30. And today's item will be increased to 50 Chronos Stones, which means you can get up to 800 Chronos Stones in total. The duration for that begins October 23rd at 3 p.m. UTC through November 8th, 2:59 p.m. UTC. So as long as you log in for all of those days, you will be able to get 800 Chronos Stones. And the question on everybody's mind, I won't actually drag you through it this time. I know what it is. It's when is it going to be released? And here is when it's going to be released. Version 3.9.2 releases October 24th. We are just flying through this, aren't we? How about it? Should we take a break? Should we take a break, or do you want to just keep going? Keep going? All right, if you want. So just a quick note about the Mythos here. If you have, like I said before, if you have completed the Mythos Chapter 1, you might have noticed there is narration at the end. There's a little ending scene, and if you play the game using Japanese voices, you may not, I mean, maybe you have, I don't know what kind of Japanese language study you have done, but you may not have understood the content of the narration because captions were unfortunately unavailable at that time. I do apologize for that, but no worries. A couple things. First, we will provide you with captions for those from Chapter 2 onward. You can still enjoy the Japanese voices if you prefer the Japanese voices. There will be subtitles for those. And we will also, for those who haven't finished it yet, we will be adding captions to Chapter 1 at the timing of the Chapter 2 release, which is, once again, right there, October 24th. And with that said, some of you who have already cleared Chapter 1 and you want to know what they say, for you, we do have actually a video. We're going to play the clip. We are going to play the clip that plays when you finish Chapter 1. So, if you want to know what it says, please enjoy the video that I am about to play. But if you have not cleared Chapter 1 and you don't want to get any spoilers, please cover your eyes and ears, or mute or do whatever, so that you don't get any spoilers. I'll tell you right now that the video lasts exactly 1 minute. So exactly 1 minute from after I begin the video, you will be able to look again. If we're good, if we're all good, if we're on the same page, I'm going to start this this video. Once again, this is the video that plays at the end of Chapter 1 with the captions that were not previously there. I'm going to play it in 3, 2, 1.
二の国領主への復讐劇。異なる世界の侍たちとの開口により少年の物語は動き出した。されど察する者はない少年を乱々たる無邪気な眼光。次回戦火のかがり火。うまく酔えんな、弔い酒では。
There you have it. I'll give anybody who muted / looked away for that minute just a minute to come back now that we are out of spoiler territory. But then again, if you're concerned about spoilers, we are going to give some future information. Not super spoilery for the story, though. We are going to talk about the future of the game a little bit beyond the version 3.9.2 update. First, with another new character. And I'd like to put it to you. Who do you think is coming? I'll wager we don't get any correct answers. At least I would be surprised if we get a correct answer. Some people throwing up some obvious ones, such as Scott AS. I mean, clearly that's got to be around the corner. The new character we're getting, Rufus. Rufus's Another Style is coming and arriving in the next update. Did anybody have Rufus AS on their bingo card? We have another comment here from the creator, designer Matsumoto. Again, this version of Rufus uses the classic hero as his base. He's designed with the excitement and admiration Sentai fans have. Sentai, if you're unaware, it's live action superhero Japanese children's shows, usually in teams of 5. There was a famous one kind of in America in the 90s that took this format. They morphed into dinosaurs. I won't tell you. They were pretty like mighty warriors, had a lot of power. I can't tell you exactly what the name of the show was, but I hope that was enough. That this genre of TV production. A scarlet cape blowing in the wind like a raging fire, and of course, coolness. Of course, he's a hero in a suit that makes him look like wreathed in flame, worthy of this title of Blazing Defender. The weapon is the real symbol of what Rufus's Another Style is about. Of course, he has the traditional rocket punch. And when you're in need, Rufus will come running, because that's what heroes do. And we have a character who is getting a stellar awakening. Any thoughts, guesses, wishes, perhaps? Bribes? No, we don't need any bribes. Unless. I actually, hold on, let me see. Yuna, Shani, Mighty, Army, Shikude, Mighty, Nikoko, Curio, Isuka. Interesting, a lot of interesting guesses. I will say there is a correct, just to narrow it down, there is a correct guess in there. Actually, 2 perhaps, at least. Maybe 3 now, and without further ado, it is Shani. Shani will receive a Stellar Awakening at a later date. Shani stands, unite. Let us summarize the news for this edition, the 40th edition of Another Eden Live. Version 3.9.2 update releases October 24th. Mythos Shadow of Sin and Steel, Chapter 2, The Flames of War will be added. You will meet the parallel time ally Nocturne Ninja Tsubame, and hopefully you'll be able to encounter her. The achievement reward for starting Chapter 2 of Mythos Shadow of Steel will be increased to 50 Chronostones until November 30. Today's item will be increased to 50 Chronostones. We'll be able to see that handsome cat deliver the increased amount of Chronostones for that period. And then in the future, a little bit further down the line, Rufus's Another Style will arrive, and Shani's normal style, Arknight, will receive Stellar Awakening. And by the way, a little bit more news. In addition, the Manifestation True Weapon discovery will also happen. So how about it? And that does it, actually, for this edition of Another. Once again, this is the 40th edition of Another Eden Live. We are creeping towards 50. We'll be there before we know it. But for now, that is the 40th edition of Another Eden Live. Once again, I have been Scott, your community manager for Another Eden, the cat beyond time and space. Glad to share this time, this news, and this content with you. Please, if you could take a moment to like this video, to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, click on the notification bell, all those little buttons. Do algorithmic things on YouTube that help these videos get out to more people and help this community grow, this wonderful, amazing community that you all are responsible for helping to thrive. Yeah, I would be very, very, very grateful. Let us know in the comments when this video goes up what you think about the update, what you think about the Mythos Chapter 1, all of that stuff. We love to hear from you. And until next time, please be kind to each other, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.